Welcome everyone to the Undercover Brony Reviews. The episode reviewed today will be The Cutie Chronicles, written by M.A. Larson.
Hey John, Cutie Chronicles, more like bullshit chronicles.
Epic death for the win. Oh my gosh.
And so, what's up, ladies and gentlemen? It's been a while. How have you been? I'm still fat, but I'm losing it. He's still got a beard, and he's growing it. And ponies technically never stopped existing because they're a serialized television show, so you can watch the reruns forever, like the Golden Girls. So there's still pones to pones. So
wait, Golden Girls is a fucking awesome show.
We still have 3 more episodes. No, 3 or 4 more episodes of this season. Yeah. 1 full season, and then the 13 episodes of season 3. So we still got a ways to go, ladies and gentlemen.
But you know what? We're having fun. We're gonna do another episode right now. So, Cutie Chronicles. Now,
this is an episode.
I'm going to say
that is contentious.
That Snakeskin, you do not like this episode. I know you don't, because this was the point where you hated Rainbow Dash.
And I have to understand, I hated Rainbow Dash at this point. You just said it, but I'm going to repeat it. I hated Rainbow Dash at this point.
Well, I'll tell you this.
Munch my salad.
I'll tell you this, though. The one thing that I liked about the episode was the fact that, yes, parts of it are really fucking stupid. And trust me, we will get to those. But...
oh, we will. You're dealing with me.
For the majority of the episode, all of it centers around world building and getting to know our main characters a lot better. So that for me was awesome.
Now the key in this episode for me is how well did it age? Well, crack.
Like with most season 1 episodes.
Like most season 1 episodes. I rewatched it, and like, I can't say my feelings on the episode haven't changed, but I can't really say they have either. There are some things that, like most things with these old episodes, now that the show's over and done with and we know things we know now, there are certain things about the episode that take on new light and new meaning. Of course, we're still also dealing with characters that aren't fully solidified yet. So, look at it this way. It went from being like a 75-25 to about a 50-50, at least as of now. Let's see if I change my who fucking cares? Okay, so the episode starts. Let's see here.
It starts off with the Cutie Crusaders.
I'm on TV tropes for notes. I'm on TV tropes for notes, and look at what the picture they use for this episode.
Oh my gosh, yes.
Twilight Sparkle gets extra adorable.
By the way, my cat says hi. Hello.
Yo, what's up, cat? Written for us by M.A. Larson.
Which is shocking because we love M.A. Larson.
Which, yeah, I remember. Yeah, TLDR, love M.A. Larson. I remember when he was the most hated guy in the fandom, but he exited the fandom with his last episode like the biggest Chad in existence.
Exactly.
So he was cool. Now, so
I'll say this. One of my favorite lines actually comes from one of my favorite lines of season 1, at least, comes from this episode, and it's the very first line of the entire episode where it's, "Are you sure about this, Scootaloo? I've never heard of a pony ziplining before. Neither have I, but Spike told me it was awesome."
That's right, Spike. Yeah. I would have liked an episode about Spike ziplining. Can you imagine? Like him and Big Mac are just like, Yahoo, dude, throwing up hang loose.
I'll tell you this. When I had the chance to actually go ziplining, this that line just kept playing over and over in my head.
What plays in my head is this old episode from, what is it, South Park season like 15, 16 or something. It's called I Never Should Have Gone Ziplining. That episode was great. So TV Trope says the Cutie Mark Crusaders go ziplining in an attempt to get their cutie marks and end up covered in tree sap again. It happens a lot, which is highlighted in blue, and it links me to another page. Apple Bloom decides it's time to see some pony else for cutie mark advice, and Skulu has just the pony in mind. Skulu, we could start with the coolest pony in Ponyville. Apple Bloom, Applejack. Sweetie Belle, Rarity. Come on, guys, I said cool. You know what I'm talking about. She's fast, she's tough, she's not afraid of anything, and it literally took for season 5 for Snakeskin to like her. Pinkie Pie?
I
like Pinkie Pie from day one mostly.
I'll tell you this. I love that when she's saying that line, she's like moving around and like showing the other two Crusaders, like showing and telling at the same time, which was pretty awesome. And then she's like, "Come on, guys, not her, Fluttershy."
Yeah, the greatest flyer to ever come out of Cloudsdale. Fluttershy? Nein! Eine Rainbow Dashen! My Little Pony. My Little Mine. My Little Comf. Mine Little Comf.
So I
was at work today and I was zoning in the military history section. So with her scooter hitched to their little red wagon. I know it's not the right way to say it, but it's a fun way to say it.
By Ryder.
Scootaloo proceeds to lead the other two into town, running into the other main cast along the way, and learning that Rainbow Dash is likely hanging around Sugar Cube Corner, which, if you scroll to the top of the page, the quote they have from the episode is, "You're looking from Pinkie Pie. You are looking for Rainbow Dash. If I was her, I'd be at Sugar Cube Corner. If I was anyone, I'd be at Sugar Cube Corner." Yeah. You want to go to Sugar Cube Corner?
Yeah, that was a great Pinkie Pie line.
All right, so, and this is neat. TV Trope's compartmentalized. They organize their stories.
Yes. So it starts off with Applejack. And I guarantee you, knowing that her parents are dead and we didn't see them at this point. We did see them in this flashback. She's like, I didn't want to stay on a muddy old apple farm. I bet you there's a bit more to it than just that. I bet that she couldn't deal with the grief that, she can't live at the place where her parents died. That would be hard.
That's a neat spin on it. I didn't think of it till right now. That would have been a neat fan fiction where, it's like, season 1 AU one shot or whatever, where it's like Apple Bloom just finished telling her story of the Cutie Mark Crusaders, but that wasn't the whole truth.
Yeah.
The real story.
Yep. It's like that ancient aliens guys going, watch out, aliens.
Ancient astrologers or whatever they're called.
Ancient aliens.
Yeah, they call them ancient aliens, but like the people that research them, they call them like ancient astrologists. So she goes to Manhattan, and she's chilling with the Oranges, right? She's chilling with Code Orange, but she's a Nine Inch Nails person. So after a short time acting and living as a sophisticate.
And I gotta say,
that's the sentence they wrote. A sophisticate.
I gotta say, I love how this scene plays out because you could tell that the Oranges don't give a shit about her, because she comes in and she's like, thank y'all so much for letting me stay, and then Miss Ann Orange is like, y'all, isn't she just a living end? Just like, dude, that is your niece. what the fuck are you doing? But then you get it to where she's talking really, really, posh and whatnot. And she's like, how do you like it here? I mean, that was absolutely divine. She's talking like Rarity, which maybe that's where she got her attraction to Rarity. Just saying.
Dude, I was talking. This is funny, real quick. I'm sorry. I was talking to my missus, right? And I was telling her because she used to watch the show too. I haven't told you this yet. She was well, I was like, oh, you were a Pegasus sister? I said it just like that, and she went, don't call it that. Anyway, my point is, she didn't see how the show ended, and I told her how at the during the finale they didn't canonize Rare Jack, but rather they kind of sort of canonized Apple Dash. Dude, she like cried. So she was like, why'd they do that? They canonized it in Equestria Girls. I was just like, I don't. Oh man, that was funny.
Yeah. So
just cringing and reading.
Really?
I told her, hey, how do you think I feel? They canonized fucking Fluttercord.
Yeah. But what I find interesting is like one of the other lines is she says something along the lines of, nights are so quiet you can barely hear it. Like the city noise is way too loud. Not, out on the farm, nights are so quiet you can hardly hear a peep until the rooster crows. And someone's like, what is a rooster? I'm like, okay, you're city folk, but you don't know what a rooster is? What is this? Common Core schools?
Oh, you can't say that. But yeah, I was literally trying to come up with an example, be like, that'd be like if you went to like upstate New York and they didn't know what a chicken was. But that's literally what this is. Manhattan.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh my God, I get it. Because man, person,
yeah.
and
you
Maine.
Just got that?
And Maine is like, it's just Manhattan I knew it was always Manhattan, but just, anyway, so she goes in her room, right? And she's like, man, I hate it here. I it's not a phase, Mom. I really am a country girl. And she sees like this Rambo, this big colorful Rambo, shining. Huh? Yeah, points home. And she's like, my place is on the farm. I should never try to achieve anything greater in life and move on my own so that I can have nice, I don't know, I forgot where I was going with that. Yeah, she decides to go home. Would Apple Bloom have even been born by this point?
Yeah.
Well, okay, I couldn't remember. I couldn't remember she was in the
parents were dead at this point. Apple Bloom would have to be. No. Oh, God. Brain, why did you just think that?
What? Apple Bloom's adopted?
No, Apple Bloom, with her parents being dead, her not being born until after her parents are dead. And it's a country family. Fuck, my God.
You remember back in season 3 during the Raise This Barn episode? I think it was this episode where they tried to imply to us that Applejack was adopted or something, or they just found her. Remember that? You remember how she's found under the table? She's like, "Oh, no apple fuera." Yeah. I remember watching it at the time. I'm like, "Are you trying to tell me that they found Applejack?" Because they didn't mention the parents at all. They're just like, oh, they made it look like they found her for the first time, and I'm just like, no, she has parents. And then seasons later, they finally relented, and yeah, okay, she has parents, you guys.
Mm-hmm. Anywho,
so yeah, embracing her apple farming heritage. Next is Fluttershy. Fluttershy can hardly die. When Fluttershy was at summer flight camp, she was the weakest flyer out of all the young Pegasus there. As such, she was bullied a lot. Until one day, when Rainbow Dash stood up for her and sowed the seeds for Flutter Dash, and they did it.
Okay, Let me tell you this. You were saying you were telling me that
I don't care how
she got bullied a lot.
Right now, okay, that pissed me off.
You were saying that she got bullied a lot. And for some reason, I thought you said thought. No. Fluttershy is not a thought. What the fuck?
Fluttershy is a thought, and Luna's an e-girl. Huzzah! Thank you for the bits! We royally accept your generous donation to Luna LP. To Luna TV.
But seriously, thank you for helping me pay my rent.
Oh man. You know, those Luna gamer memes I never thought were that funny, but Luna as a Twitch streamer, that's hilarious.
Yeah. And every time she would like dismantle a stronghold in like StarCraft, she would just be like, "Huzzah! How many points do I or no, how much XP do I receive?"
So yeah, Rainbow Dash.
Can you tell it's been a while, so we're happy that we're able to. We're just yucking it up because it's been so long.
I know John isn't trying nearly as hard to keep us focused. So Fluttershy, this always rubbed me the wrong way, and it's not really Rainbow Dash's fault. It's more of like the framing of it all, because the idea was Rainbow Dash defends her honor, and they're and Rainbow Dash is like, I'll prove Fluttershy isn't the slowest racer. So by me myself beating you in a race.
I thought it was more that they were teasing her, and she's like, "Hey, leave her alone. What are you gonna do about it?" Huh?
And at that point, Rainbow Dash was still Rainbow Crash, right?
Yes.
Okay, so Rainbow Dash is doing this for the both of them, and then they get going, and then they knock Fluttershy out of the sky, and I thought, and originally when I watched this episode, like 8 years ago, I was thinking to myself, okay,
back in my day, we had simpler plot lines.
Back in my day, back in 2012, I was a goddamn senior in high school. I'm so old. Mom, Dad, why'd you give birth to me? Then I wouldn't be old. Anyway, so
thankfully I was able to surpass high school before the whole Brony thing took me.
I mean, thankfully everyone left me alone anyway, because at that point they were bored with bullying me, so no one even noticed. So what happens is Rainbow Dash is careening down towards the Earth, the Terra, the Equestria, and initially I thought, back when I first watched it, I'm like, okay, Rainbow Dash is going to swoop in and save her, right? Because friendship is more important than the race, I guess. And no.
It would be symbolism with Sonic Rainboom as well, because that could have also been how she did the Sonic Rainboom, was to come down and save Fluttershy, just like she did with Rarity.
But no, Rainbow Dash.
They don't want to be that. They don't want to be that clever.
Rainbow Dash just falls and almost dies, but the birds save her.
It's butterflies made out of dark matter. Okay, do you remember that video?
I do now. So yeah, she gets saved by Butterflies, and she learns she can talk to animals. She discovers her Disney princess power. Nothing wrong with that. Disney princesses are rad. Well, I mean, Mulan didn't talk to birds or deer. She had a dragon.
But I have to say, I love what they did with them in Shrek 3, especially with Snow White, where she just has all these animals and she's just singing and they're all flitting to her, and all of a sudden, bitch, it's off.
Yeah, and then the scream she lets out is the same one, and it leads into Immigrant Song by Led Zeppelin.
Yeah.
I'm like, what? So she realizes she can talk to animals. There's a little more there, but that's kind of but the key, and let me find this. The key is wait, hold on. Oh, damn it. So on Fluttershy's thing, it mentions how she talks to animals and it's highlighted in blue or whatever. So I guess I accidentally clicked it because it linked me to the TV tropes page Beastmaster, which I laughed, but I thought about it. Yeah, no, Fluttershy is technically a Beastmaster.
Isn't that like a D&D quirk or something?
Well, it's a D&D thing, but it's been applied to basically anyone that can. It's applied to either Disney. It's applied to anyone that's not a Disney princess.
Well, I gotta
So basically,
say,
anyone that's not a girl.
now I wonder what all the D&D tropes would be for the main characters now. Fluttershy would be a Beastmaster.
Dude, the TV tropes page for Friendship is Magic is so thick. It's insane. So
if they made a thick volume, you'd be reading it at Barnes and Noble.
So the key here is that she's never seen animals before, right? But she was able to coax them out of hiding and be friends with them. Now, correct me if I'm wrong, because it doesn't say here in the tropes. She did not see the rainbow, right? Or she did see the rainbow, but was it slightly, I can't remember, right? Was it slightly before or slightly after she talked to the animals?
Okay, so she was acknowledging how she was so, like, she did that song thing about how she was so happy about the world and everything like that.
She did have a song.
Yes, and it was actually really cute. That was her Disney princess song, I gotta say. And right after it, the initial explosion scared the shit out of her because she went like the full-on goat thing from like the first part of the goat thing from Dragonshy, where like her back is up and everything. And then she looks up and sees the rainbow, and then she sees the animals scurrying away.
Oh, right.
Then she talks to the animals and he coaxes them to come back out.
You know, and I figured out that this wasn't it, but when I first saw the episode, I thought, did Rainbow Dash's Rainboom give her the power to talk to animals? I know it didn't, but when I first watched it, I for some reason got that impression.
My favorite,
because the way that the episode was framed, it felt like the Rainboom awakened some innate powers in Fluttershy, Pinkie Pie, and Twilight. So
there has been an awakening. Have you felt it?
Dude, don't remind me. Do you know how happy I was when I originally saw those trailers?
Yeah. But anyway, my favorite cinematography shot in this episode is where the camera is underwater and Fluttershy pokes her head down to tell the frogs that it's okay, and you hear her voice all gurgly and shit. I just love that.
Okay. So next is Rarity. So
she's actually my favorite of the group.
While the young unicorn was trying to perfect costumes for a school play, her horns magic activated and began pulling in the direction of some mysterious source, dragging the rest of Rarity along with it. When it finally came to rest, she found herself in front of a huge rock in the middle of nowhere. It's not a stupid boulder, it's a rock, a ra-ha-ha-ha. The pioneers used to ride these babies for miles, which was the meme everyone made for this episode. She found this destiny underwhelming. What was her line? She's like, that's it? A stupid rock?
It's like, a rock? What is your problem, Horn? What? You brought me all the way out for a rock? Dumb rock?
So she found this destiny underwhelming until a nearby explosion broke it open and revealed it had colorful gemstones. Inspired, she incorporated the gems into her costumes, wowing the crowd and earning her cutie mark. Okay, so here's my thing, okay, is that my issue, it's not an issue, it's just something I noticed. Rarity's is like the only one where her origin story doesn't play into her like element of harmony, because Twilight's magic got an awakening. Fluttershy's kindness was able to amplify because she realized she could talk to animals, and that's her thing. Pinkie Pie being able to do the party shtick was goes into laughter, and Rainbow Dash's whole thing was out of her loyalty to Fluttershy, and Applejack is more like being honest with herself to herself. Exactly. But Rarities is just like, oh, pretty rocks.
Exactly.
And I learned the moral from Aladdin about diamonds in the rough.
Yeah, but I gotta say this. There is an exhibit up in
Exhibit the Rapper?
No. There is a place in Wisconsin called Green Lake, and there is a conference center there. And in one of the buildings, they have this small room that they show light onto this group of just normal looking rocks. But then they turn off the light and turn on an ultraviolet light. And as soon as that happens, the rocks just start shining and they look like there's glitter on it. And it's gorgeous. It looks like luminescent stone. It's really fucking cool. And it was talking about how, under normal circumstances, these will just look like boring old rock, but the ultraviolet light shows their true beauty. But the other thing is, if she incorporated those gems into the costumes, how are the Phillies still able to dance so easily? Those must be heavy as hell.
Oh, John, you poor fool.
Oh, you.
So next up is Twilight Sparkle, which here's an interesting tidbit I found here combing through the tropes. Check this out. Under Batman Gambit, according to Word of Faust, which is usually Word of God, but Warren Faust, Princess Celestia suspected Twilight could have been an element bearer, and hence she substituted the regular entrance exam with the Dragon Egg test to confirm it.
Really?
Which kind of makes sense because I never thought about this a lot, but it was like, if that's the regular test, how come there's not more students of Celestia's? How come there's not more little dragons in pony culture? How come Sunset Shimmer never mentioned a dragon? And reading that right now, I'm like, oh, neat. I would have liked an episode about that. Yeah. Man, we needed more Celestia episodes. There's a couple regrets I have for the show, and the one thing is we needed more Celestia. Specifically, I wanted more of Celestia with young Twilight, because obviously outside of the main six, it's like the second most important relationship in the whole show.
Well, honestly, we still have season 10 of the comics, and it's already off to a promising start with the first comic arc is, for season 10 at least, is going to Zebrica. So, yeah. Yes,
okay,
they're going to Sakura's home.
Okay, so it's literally going to be stuff we never got to, the comic book.
Exactly.
So
which I'm doing.
So next is Twilight Sparkle. It's real surreal, man, seeing Twilight at this stage in season 1, but also in these flashbacks, just seeing where she ended up. I'm like, man, what a character arc.
And I love how she just gets all these books and she's just trying to study magic. She's sitting there with a book open in front of her and she's trying to cast a spell, but it's not working. You're just seeing those little wisps coming out of her horn. And then she does this really cute, excited gasp and turns the page. I'm just like, oh my God, that's so cute. Bookworm Twilight is cute as Twilight. So her parents got a completed application for her, and she got the letter to come, do the entrance exam. And they pull the dragon, and I love how, number one, on the front of the cart, it shows what she needs to do, where it's the egg split open and a little dragon in there. And I also love how she's trying everything she can, and the last thing she does before she fails it originally was when she's going like this to it, almost like the power of Christ compels you. Or
So,
more accurate to old people, the power of fiber compels you.
so the key here is that at this point, Celeste Molest is like, all right, bruh, check this out. You gotta hatch a dragon. And Twilight's like, well, why do I have to hatch a dragon? That doesn't seem to make much sense. And she's like, I don't know. It's really just an excuse so I can say dragon like that one more time.
Well,
And so she's trying to hatch the dragon, right? And then she sees like this big jaw, this like Technicolor splooge shoot across the sky, right? And she's just like, oh my god, pride flags, no. And and then all of a sudden the egg hatches and she's like, oh my god, I gave birth to Spyro. But she's like, wait, the spikes are green. You're not Spyro. And then she just yeets him into an abortion clinic. My point is that,
so you're basically classifying Twilight Sparkle as a conservative.
you watch season 1 and try to tell me that she wouldn't have voted for Cheney and Bush. Not even John McCain, who's like a good one. I mean Bush and Cheney.
It's right to bear unicorns, okay?
The right to bear magic.
Yeah, exactly.
The right to bear hooves.
Yeah. The right to bear hooves shall not be infringed.
So
Don't
this
tread on me, and it's just like this. It's like a hydra head instead of a snake.
Next is Pink is Pious, and hers is pretty straightforward. She was.
You're not going to talk about how Twilight was basically went Super Saiyan?
Oh, okay. So yeah, she went Super Saiyan Blue, right, and almost killed everyone in the whole classroom. But Celestia
Her parents got turned into garden furniture.
But Celestia was like Baku from those Sethical videos, and he was just you, and just made everything.
Just touched her.
Yeah,
and it all went
dude,
down.
she looks so ethereal, dude. I was just like, man, is this show gonna tell me you're a deity? Because you act like a freaking deity.
Yeah, and I gotta say, Spike is a little baby here. I love how the camera pans over to him, and he just grabs his tail and starts sucking at it. I'm like, oh, so cute.
That reminds me of that one Metalocalypse episode, Death Clock, where all the band members tried to suck their own dicks. The complex is on fire because they're being attacked by people, and they're like, "We gotta get the band," and then they're all in their rooms just hunched over, like, ugh.
or that one Game Grumps thing, the super personal story. Did you ever injure your neck trying to suck your own dick? And Dan did twice. He had a fucking neck brace off. And he's like, I injured my neck trying to make that magic happen. And he's sitting in trig class and he's just like, oh God, I'm so stupid. I'm never doing it again. He tried 2 weeks later, injured his neck again.
Dan is insane. I felt so bad for him when all that pro Jared nonsense was happening. Because I was like, forget pro Jared, forget what's her face. Jared, I said, Dan just got cut.
Mm-hmm.
So next, what happens is like I said, is Pinkie Pie. So her story is pretty simple. I feel like they spent the less time on hers, but hers was like the more interesting, if only just because it just reminds me of my dad, the youngest sibling on a farm that wants to get out there. Most of the others are sticks in the mud, but he's the crazy partier. So she's like, man, life is gray and lame, but then she sees the Rambo, and she's like, she gets the fat smile. She's like, life
And
has
that's how
color.
and that's how her hair gets all puffed up and curly.
That's right, because the rainbow blows her hair back.
Yeah, and I gotta wonder, was Maud not born yet? Because you only
I thought she was older than Pinkie Pie.
I don't know, but you only saw Marble and Limestone in the flashback. You didn't see Maud.
I have an idea, but it's stupid. What if she had a falling out with her folks and ran away? Think about it. Was she there during that Christmas episode?
Which Christmas episode?
Oh, the one where Pinkie, the one where Applejack visited.
Yes. Yeah, she's there.
Well, John, you know what, John? People can patch things up and forget the past, okay? I don't know. They hadn't created her yet. Like, honestly,
no, they were probably let the past die. Kill it if you have to. And that's the last Star Wars reference I'll make today.
You're trying to make me cry. But yes, Pinkie Pie's whole thing was basically, yeah, life doesn't suck. Thanks, Rainbow. Next up is back to Dash, and she's like, okay, so check it, you guys. By the way, I don't think we explicitly mentioned, the whole point of this was the Cutie Mark Crusaders wanted to ask the main six how they got their cutie marks, because they were really asking for help and tips how they got their cutie marks. But I remember, if I remember correctly, the three of them just kept getting more and more pissed because just Skulu, right? Because Skulu wanted a legit answer to her question, but she's like, man, all we keep getting are origin stories.
Yeah.
So next is Rainbow Dash.
We keep getting these stories about our finding our destiny and all that bullshit. But I just love how, actually, one of my favorite like modern day bits from this, because they don't really talk about the modern day so much, but it's where Twilight is ending her flashback and she's jumping around the table, and then she sees that everyone in town's just staring at her, and they're like, you okay? Yeah, sorry.
Boingy, boingy, boingy.
Yeah.
So
and it even has the boingy boingy sound.
So Rainbow Dash is basically like, look, dudes, I wasn't going to let him crap talk my bro like that, so I kind of just challenged him to a race, right, to make him look like a bunch of whack gangsters. But then I kind of just, like, pulled off an natural phenomenon and, like, broke, like, boundaries of reality and shot a giant rainbow out of my ass. So
I created Crisis on Infinite Earths.
That's right. I did what normally takes 2 flashes to do and tapped into the Speed Force.
Which I gotta say, that was a great set of episodes.
That was pretty good.
Especially the point where Barry meets Barry. The movie Barry meets the TV show Barry.
I popped for that so good. I was just like, dude, yes. So
I think the movie one is Ezra Klein, right?
What?
I think the movie actor is Ezra Klein, right?
His name's Ezra Miller.
Ezra Miller, that's right.
Yeah.
But yeah, I was like, yes, that's awesome.
So so Rainbow Dash is like, yeah, man, I wasn't gonna let him be a bunch of whack fools. So I did what I did, shot a rainbow out of my ass, and then I guess all the other friends have been eavesdropping, and they're just like, dude, Rainbow, and this is the part that bugged me, okay? Because they literally almost said, Rainbow, we all found our calling in life thanks to you, and they like surround her, and like Rainbow Dash is like lying on the floor, and I'm just like, oh my God, you guys are trying to shill me this character. People complained about Roman Reigns 3 years ago or whatever. I'm just like, bruh, I'm trying to spit her out. Can you get Rainbow Dash out of my throat?
I get it. I get it. It's ridiculous, but at the same time, it's not enough to take a ton away from the episode for me. Personally.
It's just more along the lines of like, it happened on the same day. They were all within range. Well, did they say a rainbow stretches across Equestria?
I don't know.
Because I thought I remember looking at a map of Equestria once, and I'm just saying they were like kind of hella far apart from each other. I know Cloudsdale's in the sky, but anyway. But yeah, I'll admit the episode aged a lot better than I thought it would have. I still don't
except for the moral, which I've said, it's like you never know if you'll all be watching the same rainbow. And Spike's like, dude, when did you get all cheesy?
Look, I like cheesy. That's why I like Disney movies. That's why I like pizza. But bro, there's cheese, and then there's making me lactose intolerant, my boy.
I felt for Spike so hard in that.
So anyway, that was Cutie Mark Chronicle. Let's see, what would you give it?
I give this a 7.5. This was fun. It was good world building, and there were some stupid moments at the very end, but overall, I enjoyed the story quite a bit.
Yeah, I'll agree with you. I thought with a 7.5. Like I said, better than I thought. It's not one of the worst episodes in the show. It's not one of the great episodes. It's not like it's super good. But I have seen worse watching this show for 10 years.
Mm-hmm.
Well, close to 10 years.
Oh, God.
What's next week?
Owls Well That Ends Well.
Bruh, I forgot that
episode.
I forgot that episode existed, fam. I'm going to be straight up with you.
Oh, God.
Well, you'll see
a party of one after that. So.
Oh yeah, and then it's the finale, which those are two baller episodes. So.
Especially party of one. I already know that's going to be a 10.
For all the right and wrong reasons.
Exactly. So, until next time, that's it from me, John.
And me, Snakeskin.
And we will talk to you guys later. Peace out, Dragon.
Adios.